Hello, it's Leslie Fightmaster for Poppy and Seed. The topic this week is personal ecology. And thinking about personal ecology brings me to thinking about how do we take care of ourselves. Yoga is a wonderful way to practice self-care. I think of it as every night I need to plug in my cell phone to charge for the evening. My yoga practice is like plugging myself in to charge. And that way, when I do feel recharged and refreshed, then I have the energy to be able to do things for others. If I'm not taking very good care of myself, I certainly can't help anybody else. My yoga practice helps me to help you. So let's start sitting up nice and tall and close your eyes and just start to lengthen your breath. So something as seemingly simple as connecting in with our breath is a wonderful way to initiate some self-care. Taking longer breaths helps the body to become a little more relaxed. Plus, it brings oxygen throughout the blood in the body, which is really, really healthy. It brings more oxygen to the brain, makes us more alert. So as you're here breathing, take a moment to notice your sitting bones connected to the floor. You might be sitting on a pillow as I am, or maybe you're sitting on your mat, maybe just sitting on the floor. However, whatever you're connected to, notice your sitting bones and feel them grounding down. And from that place of grounding, feel the heaviness and then start to feel your body lifting away from that heaviness. Starting to notice the expansion and extension through the spine. And then as you take your next inhale, notice the chest expanding. And then as you take your exhale, notice your shoulder blades and your jaw relaxing. And let's do that just a couple times, just at your own pace. And bring your hands together now in front of your heart with your palms touching. And make it your intention to create self-care today. Let it begin with your yoga practice, but just let that be a beginning and practice taking care of yourself all day today. And we'll send out all of our intentions with an Om together. Feel free to join me out loud or just in your mind. Exhale everything out and inhale for Om. Releasing the hands, let your eyes softly blink open. If you're sitting on something, you can move it out of the way. And if you don't have any yoga blocks with you today, you can use instead a rolled up blanket or towel. So push pause if you don't have that, go grab it, or go grab 2 yoga blocks and then come back. So we're gonna set up our yoga blocks or our blankets and or towels, whatever you're using, to give a nice opening in the upper back. So the lower block is going to go right at the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. It's about halfway down your back. And the other block is for your head. So you might need to play around a little bit with the proper placement, but it should feel pretty comfortable. So this is usually a good starting point, is to have this block on the medium setting and the other block on the high setting, and just kind of see what that feels like. Now with your legs, you can do like I am, soles of feet together, knees apart, or knees bent, feet on the floor. That's best if you have any discomfort in your lower back, or you could always extend the legs out fully. And just close your eyes and again start to turn your attention toward your breath. Now, if it seems that you'd like a little bigger opening in the upper back, take the block that's underneath your head down a notch lower. Some people even move it completely out of the way. If that's too intense, put it back to how it was. We're just going to allow the chest to widen. The shoulder blades are moving a little bit closer toward each other and then pressing toward the chest. And the reason this is a nice position for the spine is we many times are hunched over when we're sitting or driving. If we're sitting at a computer and typing, or if we're looking at our cell phones, our upper backs will round and our neck will kind of push forward. So we have a forward head position. And that's not great self-care. So this position is a way to counter that. So just take a few more breaths, and anytime you spend a lot of time sitting and you feel like you've been kind of rounding your back, or your head is forward, your neck and chin are kind of lengthening forward as you're looking at your phone or looking at your screen, take a few moments to go the opposite direction. Let's just take 3 more long breaths as we're allowing that upper back to open. And 1 more breath here. And then if you've got the soles of the feet together, then take your hands to the outer parts of your thighs and just draw your knees together. So now bend your knees, put your feet onto the floor. Bring your hands and palms right next to your hips and press yourself up off of your blocks. And then we can move those out of the way. Oh, back's feeling better already. Let's come onto the hands and knees with the wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips, and spread out your fingers. As you inhale, draw your chest forward, lift your chin, lift your tailbone, pull your shoulder blades toward the waist. And as you exhale, round your back and draw your chin toward your chest. So just spinal movements. Inhale, bring the chest forward. And exhale, round the back. And inhale, focus on the upper back. Bring the heart forward through the gates of your arms. And then exhale, round the back. Draw the chin toward the chest, tailbone tucking gently. Let's do 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. And then to a neutral spine. Let's keep the wrists right underneath the shoulders. Tuck your toes under and come into a shortened down dog. So knees are bent. Spread out your fingers. Your arms are shoulders distance apart. And then start to straighten your right leg. Keep the left knee bent. And then switch. And switch. So the down dog's a little bit shorter than you normally would have it as your hamstrings start to stretch open. Switch, bending the right knee again. And switch. Bend both knees. Now look up. Walk your hands forward about a handprint. So now you've lengthened out. And now straighten out the legs any amount. As you inhale and come forward into plank, you shouldn't have to move your hands or your feet. That's about the proper distance between hands and feet. Exhale back into down dog. Let's take a breath here, stretching out the spine. This is another great way to take care of your spine. Because in our down dog, we are taking the pressure off of each vertebra. And so when we take the pressure off, we're creating length instead of compressing. So in our yoga practice, we always want to find more space and more length. As you inhale, come forward into plank. And then exhale, lift back again into down dog. Just do that one more time. Inhale, ripple the spine forward, get the chest forward, tailbone lengthens to heels. And exhale, lift the hips again to down dog. And then looking forward, let's walk the feet all the way to the hands. Let's take little steps. Try to keep your hands flat to the mat for as long as you can, but if they need to come up, of course, let them come up. You can inhale, come halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, fold, bend the knees as needed. And then press through the feet. Inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart, Samasthiti, which means steady balance. Finding Tadasana at the front of the mat. Big toes touching, heels slightly apart. Lift the chest. As you inhale, circle your arms out, around, and up. With your right hand, hold on to your left wrist. Shift your hips to the left and gently pull yourself to the right. Take a breath here. And then back through center. Inhale, release it. Hold your right wrist with your left hand. Exhale, shifting the hips to the right. Gently pull yourself to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Reach both arms up. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step into plank pose. And then pause here, take a breath in. Let's take the knees down, shift forward. Exhale all the way to the belly. Untuck the toes, press all the toenails down. Bring the hands by low ribs. Inhale, little cobra. We're gonna hold this one. So start to pull the hands toward the feet. Try and roll the shoulder heads back. So again, we're creating some space in the chest and letting those shoulder blades press forward. And then keep all of this, lift your hands. Keep pressing all 10 toenails into the floor. Take one more breath here. It's a great way to strengthen the back muscles too. And then let's release it. Inhaling, cobra or up dog. If you're in up dog, remember thighs and knees off the floor and shoulders right over wrists. Exhale back into down dog. Breathing here. As you inhale, lift your right leg, and then exhale, bend the knee, now open up through the hip. Press evenly through the arms, try and reach your left heel toward the floor. And now take it back to center, looking forward. Exhale, step it all the way up by the right hand and take the left knee down. This one will keep the back toes tucked under. A little more stability. Pull the right hip back, reach up, inhale. Exhale, sink your hips forward. Make sure that your right knee doesn't go past the ankle. And then inhale, face your palms to the front of the mat. Exhale, open up the chest, make a big circle. Come all the way around. Inhale, reach up. Keep the ribs and belly pulling in. Exhale, circle. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Bring the hands to the mat, tuck your back toes under, step to plank. Shift forward, hug the elbows in, chaturanga, knees can be down here as well. Inhaling, upward dog or cobra, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, down dog. Inhale to lift your left leg back and up. Exhale, bend the knee, open up that hip. Again, press evenly through the arms, reach the right heel toward the floor. And then bring the leg to center, square off the hips, take an inhale. Exhale, step it all the way up by the left foot, and take the right knee down. So again, we're gonna keep the back toes tucking under today, and make sure that left knee doesn't go past the ankle. Pull the ribs and belly in as you sink forward. So if you sink forward and your knee goes past your ankle, just walk that foot forward again. Draw in, so you're zipping up through the belly here. Take an inhale, face the palms to the front of the mat, and exhale, open up the chest, make a circle all the way around. Again, inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, open the chest. Once more, inhale, and exhale. Bringing the hands back down, tuck the toes under, coming back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, press up through the hands and feet. Exhale to down dog. On your inhale, lift the right leg back and up. Exhale, this time step it right in the middle of the hands. Spin the back heel flat. Inhale for warrior two. Line up your front heel along with your back arch. Lift this back inner thigh up so that your right knee is pressing a little toward the pinky toe side of your right foot. Reach out for the arms. Lift the chest, but allow the shoulder blades to relax. Just a couple breaths here. Keep dropping that front hip down. And then hold the knee where it is. Drop the left arm reverse. Exhale, bend the front knee a little. Keep reversing, straighten that leg. Inhale. Take an exhale here. Inhale, come up. As you exhale, lean forward. Take your right hand down to the shin or the floor or a block and lift your left arm up. Press a lot of weight into the base of the big toe of your right foot. And now inhale, reach your left arm forward. And exhale, bring it all the way back to the hip. Long breaths. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, bring it back. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Look down at the front foot, take a little bend in the knee. Bring your hands on either side of the right foot, step back, downward facing dog. Feel free to stay right here or inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling up, exhaling back. Inhale to lift the left leg back and up. Exhale, step it right in the middle of the hands. Spin the back heel flat, make sure you're lined up heel to arch, and then warrior two as you inhale. So this left knee is right over your middle toes. This back inner thigh lifts up, and that's gonna help keep the left knee in place. Gaze over the fingertips. A lot of people think that you're supposed to square the hips in this pose, but watch, if I try to square my hips, my knee goes the wrong way. So I don't want that to happen to my knee. Gaze over the fingertips, lift the chest, let your shoulder blades relax. And then we're gonna hold this knee as it is. Drop the right arm reverse. Exhale, bend into that front knee just a little. Keep reversing, straighten the leg. Take a breath in. Take an exhale. Inhale, come up for triangle. Hinge from your front hip crease. Lean as far forward as you can, get lots of length. And then you can take your left hand wherever it reaches, to the shin, to the floor, to a block. Right arm up. Press extra weight into the base of the big toe of the left foot. Look up unless it bothers your neck. If it does, look forward or down. And then inhale, reach that right arm in line with the ear. Exhale, sweep it back. Inhale, reach it forward. Exhale, bring it back. Relax the shoulders. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Look down at the floor, take a little bend in the knee, make your way to down dog any way you like. I'm just gonna come right back to it this time. Either you're here in down dog or you're moving through vinyasa. And then from here, we're gonna come through and sit. So look up at the hands and bend the knees, either step or hop and sit. And we'll come onto our backs for bridge pose. And if you have a block, get it handy. Lie down with your feet hips distance apart. Make sure the outer edges of the feet are parallel. So the toes want to turn out usually. Make sure they turn in just a teeny bit. Heels right under knees. Pull in your belly, press into the heels. Inhale, lift into bridge. If you can, you'll roll the shoulders under and interlace the fingers. And breathe here. Spiral your thighs in toward each other. Tailbone's going to lengthen towards the backs of your knees. Take 2 more breaths. And then release. Let the soles of the feet together. Soles of feet come together, knees apart. Put one hand at your heart center, one hand on the belly, and breathe here. Just noticing that open heart energy. Just the way our physical heart pumps blood through the body, our energetic heart, it pumps positive feelings or love through the body. So when you do back bends, you might feel a little extra positivity. That's why. Let's do one more bridge. Feet hips width apart. Make sure, again, the outer edges of the feet are parallel. Press into the heels, pull in the belly, lift up. Shoulders rolling under, interlace. You can do other pinky on the bottom for your interlace. Keep your chin away from your chest. And spiral the thighs in. So it's like you're holding a block between your inner thighs. So if you don't understand what that feels like, you can grab your block or rolled up towel and just hold it there. Just a couple breaths. And we'll come down again, soles of feet together, knees apart. Put a hand on your heart center, one on the belly, and rest. And as you're here resting, think of some ways that you can give yourself better care. What kind of self-care can you do for you? We're going to do one more little back bend. This one is one of my favorites for self-care. So I'm just going to take this block right at the base of the spine, and that's it. Make sure it's right at the base of the spine. There's a flat bone there called the sacrum. You want the block right there, and it's really comfortable. I could stay in this position for a long time. Let's just take a few breaths here. And then we'll keep the block here if you have it, or you can be just right on the floor if you don't have a block, and lift the legs up. This position actually helps us to become more calm when we have the legs up, and it's really good for lowering the blood pressure and helping us to feel more relaxed. So if you're having a stressful day, you can lift your legs, or even better, find a wall and put your legs up against a wall and just relax there. Just 2 long breaths. Let your shoulders relax, let your jaw relax. We'll bend the knees, taking the feet back to the floor. Lift off the block and hug your knees in. Let's gently rock here side to side. And then make some circles on your back. And then keeping your knees bent, return your feet to the floor. We'll take the right ankle just past your left knee, and then bring your leg in to hold on behind the left thigh or hold the left shin for thread the needle. Make sure this right hip is drawing forward. And flex your ankle on the right foot so to protect your right knee. And then we're going to keep our legs in this very position. Take the arms out to a T. Drop the legs off to the left and look right. If it doesn't feel comfortable in that position for your legs, then you can take one knee on top of the other. And then let's come back to center. Both knees bent. Take the left ankle just past the right knee. Thread the needle. Draw this left hip forward. And then keeping the legs in the same position, bring your arms out to the sides and bring the legs off to the right, looking left. And if that's not comfortable, you can just put one knee over the other. And then back to center. And we'll take ourselves into just a brief Shavasana resting. So extend the legs out, make sure your tailbone's lengthening toward your heels, shoulder blades towards your waist, and then take your arms out, palms up, and let your feet flop open. Let everything sink into the floor, and now just natural breathing. And now take a longer breath in. As you let it go, start making movements in your hands and your feet. Stretch out through your arms and your legs. Bend the knees, roll yourself to your right just for a moment. And then with your left hands, press yourself up. Let's come into a comfortable seated position. So I hope that you feel your batteries have been a little bit recharged. And a little quote again from Mary Oliver, the poet. She said, "Love yourself, then forget it, then love the world." Hands to our forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to the heart, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. And the hands to the mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communications, sending out this positive energy to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Leslie, Fight Master for Poppy and Seed. I will see you next time.